back. Thanks for tuning in today. This is going to be the decluttering of my makeup. It's probably going to be in a few different parts. So we are going to start off with some blush, bronzers, highlights. And I know I don't have as many as I used to. Like, this is not a huge, massive makeup collection. But I do know there are still things in my makeup collection that I don't use. I always love to do declutterings when I know I'm going to get a ton of gratis. So if you guys are new to my channel, I do work at Sephora, so I get a lot of things from work for a whole bunch of different reasons, but I do get them for free, which is great for me to try so many things, but you can definitely see how things can pile up, and some things are just not my taste, some things are just not for my skin type or color, so that's why I may have some things that are really good products that I just don't use because they're things that I got from work. So I do want to do a declutter because I do know I'm getting a ton of stuff from work within the next few weeks. So let's just get started. These are all the items I will be going through in this video. These are my blushes, bronzers, and highlights. I don't know how many I'm going to get rid of because I do use quite a lot of them very regularly, and I try to rotate through them, but I do know there are some in here that I just don't use, so we're just going to go right in. Alright, so let's start with my blushes, and what I want to go through first is the things that I know that I am in love with and I still use, and things that I probably would purchase again in the future. So for that, I know I'm going to be keeping my Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Rose Champagne. Beautiful, rosy color. And I absolutely love this one. I use it all the time. You can see there is like the impression of the pan there, which is awesome. I also know I'm keeping my Hourglass Mood Exposure. I love this blush. It's so cool toned. It just works so well with so many different looks, and it's gorgeous. I do know I'm going to be keeping my e.l.f. Mellow Mauve blush. Super inexpensive, but again, really, really great. And again, works with so many different looks. I absolutely love this blush, and for only $3, it's so worth it. I know I'm keeping my Minnie Mouse blush. I've actually hit pan on it, which is crazy. I know it's a teeny tiny amount of pan, but still, that's pretty awesome. So it's just a really nice glowy peach blush, and it's beautiful. One that I think I'm going to part with is this Tarte one here. This is the Tarte one in Natural Beauty. It's just too bright for my skin tone. I ended up getting it from one of my friends here on YouTube, and it was great that we were able to switch some products, but for me, I just don't use it enough to keep in this collection. And again, it's just way too bright for my skin tone. It's way too bright. I'm also going to be getting rid of this guy here. It's just too small for me to deal with, and I always overlook it. I'm sure it's beautiful. I got it in a subscription box. I just never reach for it. I have this Dandelion blush from Benefit. It's just their travel size one, but it's just a really pretty everyday pink, and I'm going to keep that. I will be getting rid of this NARS Multiple. It's just too dark for me. It was in a project pan, and I just never reached for it. It ends up working out if I do a lot of blending, but it does disappear throughout the day, which I'm not a fan of. So I'm just going to pass that along while it's still relatively new. I know I'm keeping my Becca Blush Trio. This is just their little palette from the holidays. I just got it. I've only used it a couple times, but it's beautiful, so I will keep that. Now, these guys here, I got for a video, and I feel like I don't need both. This one ends up being more of a highlight, and then this one is the blush. I do like the blush here. This one is called Plum Rose. It is new to their line. This, again, everyday blush. How many everyday blushes do I really? This Milani blush has been in my collection for so long, and whenever I swatch it, it's so gorgeous. And it makes me want to keep it, but then I never use it because it's just so intense. Like, the pigment is so intense. So even though it's beautiful, this is in the shade Rose Doro. I just don't use it because it's so pigmented. So I'm just going to pass that along. One that I'm having a hard time with is this Hourglass blush here. This is in their shade Luminous Flush. It's just a bit bright, which is so sad to think to get rid of because it is a pricier blush. It's just too bright for me. I wish I had played with it more before buying, and I've had it in my collection for a while, and I only used it a handful of times. It's beautiful, but again, for my coloring, it's just too bright for me, so I'm gonna say goodbye to this one, which is crazy. But you can't think of the brand, you just have to think of, do you use it? And I don't, so I'm just gonna hand that one off. Another one I'm gonna get rid of is this nude. I think it's a blush, but it's also more of a highlight. It's not very pigmented. This is one I got from work, and I just don't use it. So I'm just going to pass this along too. Let's see. I know I'm going to keep this. This is actually a combination of like 3 e.l.f. palettes, and I ended up just keeping my favorite shades from all of them into this one. So I have like the contour shade, a couple highlights, and then a blush. So I'm going to keep this. It's actually just like my curated one. I think I am going to pass off this one. It is really pretty. I just am not reaching for it at all, and I know it's new to me, but I have so many things that I would use in its place, and I especially love my Sephora collection blush in that peach shade, so very similar. I'm going to keep my Sephora one, and then I will pass this along while it's still brand new, and then I will probably get rid of this Bite multi-stick. They're pretty, I just don't use them. I don't use stick blushes all that often. I do have one coming in a haul that I'm really excited about because it's more of a balmy texture, and I think that's what I'm wanting instead of something that is like really, really matte, so I'm going to get rid of this guy. Right, so these are all of my bronzers and highlights, which is so much smaller than it used to be. I used to have a ton, and these are the ones that I've kind of like kept around. I do know there's probably like 1 or 2 that I will be getting rid of, so let's just get started. I will be keeping my butter bronzer from Physicians Formula. I actually only own 2 bronzers, which is crazy, and this is my favorite. It's beautiful. I can see myself repurchasing this one. I've obviously made quite a bit of a dent in it. It's beautiful. I will also be keeping my Sephora I Heart Cushion Bronzer. It's almost done. It's in a project pan, and I really do like it for a cream formula. It's really awesome. I think I might be getting rid of this Becca one. I'm really not a huge fan of liquid highlight, so I'm just going to pass that one along. I will keep this Sephora Collection Baked Luminizer. It's beautiful. It's probably one of my favorite highlights that we sell at Sephora, and it's pretty inexpensive, which is awesome. I will also be keeping my Becca Champagne Pop, another one I've hit pan on. Really beautiful, and I want to hopefully finish it this year. So I think I will be getting rid of this highlight. This is just a no-name brand one that Dave got me when he was in Japan. It's beautiful. I just don't see myself picking it up. I haven't really touched it at all in the past 6 months, so I'm going to just get rid of this one. I will also be getting rid of this guy here. This is the e.l.f. Baked highlight, and it's beautiful. And I've made quite a bit of a dent in it, but I haven't used it in the past 6 months again. It's just a really nice champagne-y color, but I have other things that I'll use instead. I like this Mary Luminizer from The Balm. It's beautiful, very similar shade as the e.l.f. one. I just reach for this one a lot more, so this is a little bit softer and easier to work with. And then this guy here is the one that I'm having issues with. It's beautiful, and I was so excited when I got it in gratis, but it does not stay on my face, and it's more of that pink tone. Pink tones just look a little off on me. Surprisingly, I think I'm getting rid of this one. I just don't use it enough, and it just doesn't work for my skin tone. So I think this has been a really good declutter. So I've gotten over here all the things I am getting rid of, which is pretty nice. I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pieces, which is amazing. So 4 of those are highlights, and then the rest are blushes. So I think that's pretty great, especially since some are higher end, some are ones that I purchased. So yeah, look at that. I've got rid of quite a bit. And then this is everything that I'm keeping, which is so much more manageable, and these are all things that I absolutely love and use all the time. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm only keeping 3 highlights, 2 bronzers, 2 palettes, and then 6 blushes, which I am so proud of. So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure to stick around for more decluttering of my beauty products. So yeah. So make sure to stick around for more decluttering of my beauty products. I'll leave my playlist from my beauty channel down below if you want to see more. So I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys soon.